A science fair? I never heard of a science fair. Would there be cotton candy at the science fair? Asked Ryan. No, said the snowman. Would there be rides? Asked Alexia. No. Can we win stuffed animals? I asked. No. What the science fair sounded like a science unfair to me. Boo. Everybody was booing and hooting and hollering and freaking out. Mr. Doctor held up his hand and made a V with his fingers. That's the victory peace sign. It means shut up. The science fair is going to be fun, the snowman told us. Each of you can do an experiment, just like a real scientist. Kids can't be scientists, somebody yelled. Sure they can, replied the snowman. You can conduct experiments in chemistry, physics, biology, and engineering using everyday objects you have around your house. Each of you will do a project. Wait, I think he just said the P word. Project is a horrible word because it means work. It means cutting and pasting and drawing and gluing and folding and stapling stuff. I'd rather fall into quicksand than do a project. I'd rather get attacked by a porcupine than do a project. I'd rather go to school on a weekend than do the project. Would there be prizes for the best project? Asked Andrea, who would do anything as long as she might win a prize so she can show that she's better than everybody else. Yes, said the snowman. The student with the best science project will win a year's pass to the city science museum, and they will also receive a year's supply of Porty's pork sausages. Yay! Everybody started cheering. I don't like museums very much, but Porty's pork sausages are the best pork sausages. Ooh, I hope I win, said Little Miss Perfect, as we filed out of the all-purpose room. Me too, said Emily, who also agrees with everything Andrea says. When we got back to class, Mr. Cooper he passed out paper and pencils. He told us to start taking notes and brainstorming about science fair ideas. Brainstorming is when you have a storm in your brain, so it's the perfect name. I need to use the restroom, he said. I'll be back in a few minutes to see how you are making out. Gross, we all shouted. As soon as Mr. Cooper left, Ryan, Michael, Neil, and I snapped into action. We got up on our chairs and shook our butts at the class. Boys, Andrea said, rolling her eyes, while you waste your time acting like dumbheads, I'm going to get to work so I can win the science fair contest. I really didn't care about winning the science fair contest. I just wanted to make sure that Andrea didn't win. So I sat back down and tried to think of the coolest science fair project. We should blow something up, I suggested. Scientists are always blowing stuff up. Blowing things up is not science, said Little Miss Party Pooper. Science is all about inventing new useful things and building things that makes life easier for people. Inventing things, that got all of us thinking. I'm going to invent a solar-powered skateboard, said Alexia. The top will be covered with solar panels. That's a cool idea, I said. I'm going to invent an electric chicken chucker, said Ryan. What does a chicken chucker do? Asked Neil. It chucks chicken, Ryan replied. I don't know why chucking chickens would make anybody's life easier. It sure wouldn't make a chicken's life easier. But in my head, I imagined a machine charting chickens, and it did seem cool. I'm going to invent a time machine, said Neil. That way I can go back to the year before Twinkies were invented. Why would you want to do that? Asked Emily. So I could invent Twinkies, Neil replied. I'll be rich, rich, rich. That's when I got the greatest idea in the history of the world. I'm going to invent an air conditioner that you wear on your feet. I said. Why would you want to put an air conditioner on your feet? Asked Neil. Sometimes my feet get hot, I explained. I'm going to invent anti-gravity underwear, said Michael. Why? Neil asked. So I can fly, of course, said Michael. We were all coming up with really good ideas for the science fair. I drew a picture of myself walking around with two little air conditioners on my feet. What are you going to do for your science project, Andrea? Asked Emily. Oh, my project is a secret, Andrea replied. I tried to pick at Andrea's paper, but she was hanging all over it, so I couldn't see. I still say we should blow something up, I announced. Maybe we can invent a robot that will make people's life easier. And then we'll have to blow it up when the robot turns evil. I saw that in a movie once. At that moment, the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. I glanced toward the doorway and saw the snowman's frizzy cycle hair in the corner. He was rubbing his hands together and listening to our conversation. I don't care what anybody says, the snowman is definitely crazy, and he probably wants to take over the world. There are only two reasons why anybody ever rubs his hands together. Either they want to take over the world or they are cold. And the snowman wasn't cold.